your basin that you use to work the whole day will be your pillow. So you sleep. And I mean, like I said, you sleep in the market. So there are people that will want to take advantage of you. So usually what my friends and I do is, if we are three, we tie our legs together and then we'll sleep.
Oh, what a big mistake. Now that season is long gone.
Hello guys, welcome to another episode of How It Started. On today's show, we are interviewing an inspirational lady. For me, she is really inspirational. She's a former kayayei, a head porter, who is now become a graduate, and now has moved on from that to imparting the lives of her fellow kayayei women, giving them useful skills that is going to add value to themselves. In the studio with me today, we'll be speaking to Teni. Hello, Teni.
Hi.
It's a pleasure meeting you today. Your story is very moving. Your story is very inspirational, and I think that the whole world needs to hear your story.
Thank you.
I think that it takes a lot of tenacity. It takes a lot of perseverance. It takes a lot of being strong-willed to get to where you started from to where you are today. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Teni Agana.
Okay.
I'm from Bolgatanga in the Upper East region.
Okay.
I'm the firstborn of 3 children.
Okay.
However, I was born in Takoradi.
Okay.
The youths in the north believe that it's only when they migrate from the northern part of Ghana to the south, that's when they will be able to make it, or that's when they will be able to make money.
Right.
And they've actually seen people come here and go back with a lot of things and a lot of money. And so my parents migrated from the north to Takoradi, where my father worked as a truck pusher, and my mother worked as a kayayei. So she was also in a choba, she prepares the banku and all that. And so for me, life was normal because my friends' parents also had the same job as my parents. And so there was nothing wrong with my life. And my dreams were limited, and I believe that our dreams are limited based on where we find ourselves. And so but something changed when I was 10 years old. I was walking down the street with my mom, and I saw a picture of someone with a graduation gown on. And to me, she was the most beautiful, successful person on earth, and I immediately wanted to be like her. And I knew that there was no way I could wear or smile or be happy that way unless I go to school. And so I took the picture, and I still have it. And whenever things get rough, I look at it and I keep on moving. So when I took currently I'm the only person in my family who have gone who have had a tertiary education. And so my mother really wanted me to go to school and become better, have an education. So I went to public schools throughout my life, and when I was in GSS2, my father passed away, and my mother couldn't work with her kayayei money or her choba money to take care of myself and my 2 other siblings. So we made a decision to go back to the north, where we have a family house, we can stay there. We don't have electricity, so we don't have to think about where to get money to pay that. And the school fees in the north is subsidized. So we moved back to Bolgatanga, Seroko. It's a village in Bolga. So I was there. I went to public school as usual. And I had a golden opportunity because for me, that was where everything started. I had a golden opportunity to go to Kumasi to live with my uncle whose wife have given birth to twins. And when I went to school. She took me to school, public school, and I'll go to school. When I close, I'll come and do the household activities. When I get up, I'll fetch water, clean the house before I go. When I come back, I'll cook, continue. So I did that, and I wrote my BEC. When I had a single number in my BEC. Awesome. Yes, but my uncle said I had 2 choices. Either I go and learn how to make hair, hairdresser, he will pay for me, or he will buy me a machine and pay for me to go and learn sewing.
Okay.
And to me, I mean, that was great because it means he had good intention for me. He wanted me to learn, to be better, to get a skill, to be a better person. And yes, that was cool, but then that was not what I wanted. I wanted to become this beautiful, successful woman that I've always kept. I wanted to be that person. So what I did was I told him that I thanked him for what he did, and I told him that I really want to go to secondary school. So can he support me? And he was a butcher. He had 2 wives and had almost 10 children, and so he couldn't also support. So what I did was, I mean, I was in Kumasi. I see a lot of my friends. I went to Bogas. I saw a lot of the people in my community coming here to work. So I decided to join them.
Right.
So I took a pan. So I was living in Atonsu Agogo with my uncle. So I took a pan and went to Bantama with my colleague, my community people. So we went there. What happened is, I mean, it was my first time, so I was following their lead. So usually what happens is you get up early morning, like 3 a.m. in the morning, and you sleep, because Atonton is far from Bantam. I couldn't go back and forth, so I slept in the market.
Right.
So you get up around 3 a.m. and you move to where there is a truck that brings cassava, plantain, and all that. So it's nice because the market women want people to carry their cassava and things to their station.
Right.
So you work there from 4 a.m. to, let's say, 7 a.m. And then 7 a.m. You move to the market and you start. Usually on a typical day, the problem is we don't have a fixed amount that you charge. So if someone comes to the market, you'll be like, oh man, let me ask. So if the person already have things, you carry it. But if the person wants to go and shop, you carry the basin and then you shop along the way.
Right.
So I did that. You close around 6, 7, and there is usually a public bathhouse that you pay. At that time, it was 50 pesos. So you pay 50 pesos to buy in it, and you pay 50 pesos to buy the water. So and then you have 2 pair of things. You wear one and you carry one because you don't have a place that you stay. So you have to carry your belongings. So when you bath, you wash the one that you were wearing, and then you change
into
the other one, so that the next morning the other one will dry. And then so that's how the life is. From 9 you get food, you eat, and then one essential thing that every kayayei has is gari and sugar, because you don't know what is going to happen the next day. It can rain and you can't work, and you don't have a family that is okay. I'll go home and eat, and so that's one thing that we always have. So around 4 p.m. We have susu collectors, mobile bankers. So they will come to the market and take the money, and then so you'll be safe, because the market is not just for kayayei. We have street boys. We have people who also stay in the market, so you need to be careful. So around 9, my friends and I will go to by that time the market women in the shop would have closed, and my friends and I will go and sleep. So we have cloth. So we use that, we have what's in a sack. So you use the sack on the floor, and then you use the cover cloth to cover yourself. Your basin that you use to work the whole day will be your pillow. So you sleep. And I mean, like I said, you sleep in the market. So there are people that will want to take advantage of you. So usually what my friends and I do is, if you are 3, we tie our legs together and then we sleep. So if you're a guy, you want to come and rape me, if you get one leg, you need to find the other leg. And by that time, one of us would have been awake, just to find a way to prevent people from coming to take advantage. The second thing that we do to protect ourselves from men is we take turns to sleep. So because we were students, maybe 2 people will be sleeping, the rest will be reading. When you're about to sleep, you wake the other person up. At the same time, you are learning and you're also taking, because if they know that 2 people are not sleeping, they won't come around too. I mean, we hear stories every day, and it's something that actually happens. People get taken advantage of kayayei and all that. So I did that for a year. At the end of the year, I was able to save enough money to pay for it. By that time, there was no free SHS. So I was able to pay for my admission fee, get my chobos, my trunk to go to Boga Girls Secondary School. I went to Boga Girls to do business for 4 years. So to do business, and every academic year I have to pay school fees. So every academic year, which is every third term, which is the long vacation, I'll move from Boga to Kumasi again to work as a kayayei. Sometimes we have like a month and 2 weeks, but I will stay, let's say, 2 months because I need money. I need more money to go back, pay my fees, and also support my family. So, yes, I did that for 4 years. And when I finished, I had a single number, I had 9. And yes, so, and one thing that I think has, throughout my life, has always worked for me is having a plan. And it doesn't necessarily mean that everything that you've planned, you are going to get it. But then you have something that guides you through life, right? So my plan, when I was in secondary, I knew home was no good. I knew I came from a humble background. And so what can I do to go to school? Remind you, I haven't worn my graduation gown yet. So what can I do? So my plan was that I'll go to training college. For me, I knew I couldn't afford university, so I'll go to training college. Training college, I'll get allowance, use the allowance to support myself, and then when I finish, I'll get a job, take care of my siblings and my mother. So that was my plan. And when I graduated, I told my mom, oh, this is the plan, so I'm going to work as a kayayei. She said, oh, that's a great plan. Why don't we go together? Whilst you're working, I'm working. At the end of the day, we'll bring our money together, and then you go to school. With that, you don't even have to think about money, because I remember vividly when I was in secondary school, if I haven't gone to if it's not third term, first term, second term, I say second term, I help on the farm because the North is a farming community. So I help to give the food to farm so my family or my siblings can have food to eat. So I vividly remember sometimes when I'm going to school on that time, if I don't come to Kumasi and I'm going to school, we don't have money for me to buy soap to bath. So what we will do is, do you know, don't touch me?
No, I don't.
Do you know don't touch me? You know don't touch me. I don't know how to, do you know? Okay, anyway, let me continue. So it's don't touch me. It's very cheap. It's like if you have 20 pesos, you can get it. It's round. And I think when they make the soap, the down is what is, so they make it round. Usually it's used for washing saucepan. When it's dark, they use it to wash it. But it's very cheap. So my mother, but then it's the same color as King soap or any other soap. So we'll go and buy that, and we'll take a pill, and then we'll just make it small, and then put it in the pill and add water. I mean, you won't know what is inside. You know that it's soap, so I'll take it to school. And I remember sometimes if I'm going to school, my mom can buy me pad. So what I'll do is she'll give me her old clothes, and I'll cut it into pieces, and I'll go. So she was thinking that, okay, so if I go with you, we don't have to go through all this because we struggle with money. So I went with my mother to Bantama. She was working in the Chova, and I was also working as kayayei. So we worked for a whole year. I stayed in Kumasi a whole year with my mom, leaving my 2 siblings in Boga, and we worked so hard. We work every day. Doesn't matter what. We didn't even care. We didn't know what tomorrow is. We are just working. So we worked for a whole year, and I applied for training colleges. I applied for 3 training colleges. I got in all of it. So it was a Wednesday morning. My mom was like, oh, Teni, let's go. I mean, it's time, let's go. We have the money, everything, so let's go. So I said, oh, please, let's work for 2 more days so I can use it to buy rice. In the North, we don't eat rice. Okay, my village, you don't eat rice because you eat what you've planted or what you harvested. And we harvest guinea, corn, maize and all that. So you use that to prepare teasets. So that's what you eat. So my siblings, before they will eat rice, it has to be the next moon, like in December when it's Christmas, that they eat that. So they will be excited if I take rice home. So I said, let's work a couple of days and buy a bag of rice. So she said, okay. So it was a Friday morning. I was carrying someone and someone came, like one of the girls that I sleep with, she came and she was telling me that she was trying, I'm tired, the thing is heavy. So I was trying to, and she said, she was trying to tell me something. So I said, okay. I dropped the things down and said, okay, well, she said my mom was knocked down by a car. She was going to buy firewood, and so it was in a basin. So she was crossing and a churchill driver knocked her.
Wow.
Yeah. I know. And I think so far in my life, that has been the worst time of my life because I feel like, yes, I know, like we are all, we can't determine who we are born to or where we come from. But at the end of the day, we determine through hard work, we'll be able to become whoever we want to be. That was growing up, that's what I had in mind, even though I didn't get an opportunity to be born in a rich family. But then if I work hard enough, I'll be able to have the life that I planned for myself. And here's the case, I'm working so hard to have that life, and I'm not getting it. So I think that was the worst time in my life. And what that taught me was that it doesn't. If you don't go to someone's farm, you think you are the best farm. I thought like I had the worst life when it comes to what could go wrong in someone's life, because here's the way I've worked. Like as a kayayei, when it's raining, the place is muddy, so you put what's the name? You put black polythene, tie your legs, you won't wear sandals, you work in the mud, carrying the thing to go and give it to the person. You do all this when it's raining. You don't have a place to sleep. So in the night, when it's raining, you use your basin, stand in the rain until it stops before you can sleep. And before it stops, because the whole place is wet, you can't sleep. And you do all this for a whole year. Not just you, but with your mother, and at the end of the day, within 30 minutes, all the money that we've saved, we have to use that to pay for my mom's hospital bill. So, I mean, I was tired, but then at the end of the day, I was ready to get up and do that again, because this is my plan and I'm going to work on it. So, I mean, it was in the hospital that I found this woman. She was crying. Her only daughter needed blood, and her blood is not enough to be given to the child. And her husband was outside the country. A lot of family members came to check. They couldn't donate. So I checked my blood and I was O positive. So I donated for the woman. So she was very excited, and she was very appreciative of what I did for her. So later she came to ask me why I was what happened and all that, and to thank me for what I did for her daughter. So I told her, and she said, "Oh, what did I guess?" I told her, and she said, "Oh, have you heard of Comfort Ghana?" I was like, no. So she told me what Comfort does and all that. So I went to Comfort office, and they were so excited to meet me. They helped me apply to university. They said, no, you can't go to church. Why did you want to go? I said, because I need money I need the allowance to do this. I said, no, Comfort is going to sponsor all my education cost. So I went to Comfort Ghana, and they were so excited to meet me. So they helped me apply to universities in Ghana, and Ashesi was included. So I actually went to Ashesi for my interview, and they offered me a MasterCard scholarship after. So instead of Comfort, I got a MasterCard scholarship at Ashesi. Awesome. So that's why I went to Ashesi. And yes, I mean, in the beginning, it was hard, because looking at where I come from, I had never touched a computer before. I have never spoken to a white person. And here's the case: the person will finish talking, and we have a quiz on what he spoke about and all that. So it was tough for me. I failed 3 courses in my first semester, and I passed 1. But then at the end of the day, looking at where I came from and how hard I've worked, if I don't work hard enough, my siblings will eventually have to go through what I went through. And so, I mean, my friends, I had to ask friends for help. I had to take a lot of opportunity. And Ashesi has those resources to support you. So I took that, and I was able to improve my GDP. Is it GDP? Yeah.
GPA.
Yes. GPA. I was able to improve my GPA. Yes. So yeah, fast forward, I took a lot of leadership activities, and also did a lot of community projects, and I won the presidential award during my graduation. So yes. And currently, I did my thesis on kayayei, just to find ways that going back home, I realized that some of my friends that I used to come here to work with, some of them are still kayayei. So what can I do to support people like them? Because, I mean, we all did what I did, but so what can I do with my education? What opportunities can I create to support them? And also I started LOOZEELE Initiative through my research. Yes.
Story is it's a very moving story. I mean, like I said in the introduction, it takes a lot of strong will, it takes a lot of determination, it takes a lot of perseverance to, fight through the obstacles that life throws at you.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the LOOZEELE initiative.
Yes.
Yeah.
So LOOZEELE is an organization that empowers, train, and supports kayayes to go back home and create a source of income for themselves.
Okay.
From research, from my personal experience and all that, all boils down to one thing. The girls migrate from the north to the south to work as a kayayei because they don't have any source of income in the north. And so what ways can we support them to be in the north, go to school or learn a skill whilst earning an income? So that's the whole goal. And currently we have over 50 girls that work with us. Some are into shea butter production, fabric production, weaving, bag production, slippers and all that. We also have a group that also make products in the north and sell them in the north. So we have a group that we identified a group that were working as kayayei in Accra, and what they were doing is they drop out of secondary school, but they have skills in baking. And so what we had to do is give them extra training and set them up to start business. We started with 5. Right now they've also employed 7 other girls in the north, and that's the goal. The goal is that these girls will be able to stay in the north, earn an income. So whether they go to school, learn a skill, in 5-10 years, they will still be working as kayayei, but they will rather have a better life for themselves and that of their families.
It's really touching and inspirational in the sense that, you are using yourself, in a sense as reference, looking at your experiences, etc., and deciding to create an organization that is going to give these women in quote unquote bad situations skills for them to have better lives. I think it's worth applauding, and I'm really excited to know more about how do you call it again?
LOOZEELE initiative.
LOOZEELE. What does LOOZEELE mean?
LOOZEELE means, it's a Fafra word that means hope.
Oh, a Fafra word meaning hope.
Yes, so initially my team and I came up with this because we started in Medina. When we go to them, those who speak Fafra, we try to tell them that we're together, we'll be able to create hope in the north. You and I, we can create it. Because I feel like if it's a collaborative effort for us to create. If we are all coming here, who is going to be in the north to create those changes? And then as time goes on, all the youth will be here, and the people that are stronger and have the skills and all, they will all be here. So let's together, you and we all come from the same place. Let's create hope in where we come from. Yes.
Hope. It's a beautiful meaning. Beautiful meaning. Tell us a little bit about the challenges you had putting LOOZEELE together.
Yes. Yeah. Like I said earlier, LOOZEELE, when I was in Ashesi, I did my thesis, my final capstone project on kayayes, and my goal was to understand more. So I looked at initiatives in the north. Why has it failed? If you look at the statistics, there has been a lot of initiatives in the north just to empower women, youth, to support them stay in the north. But then if you look at the statistics, the higher the initiative, the higher the number of girls that come here. So why is it that they are not being able to achieve their intended objective? And so I looked at that, I did research on that, and a whole lot of things came up. And through that, I was able to come up, looking at what my predecessors have done, I was able to come up with LOOZEELE, an organization that is empowering them. And what we do is we consider the minimum wage. And so let me just highlight on the research. One was that the minimum wage. If you come to Accra to work as a kayayei, in a day you can earn from 50 cedis to 80 cedis. In the north, the initiative that has been set up, they pay as low as 5 cedis. So you can earn from 5 cedis to 20 cedis. And so if why don't I just come, spend a month here, And because it's like as almost 10 times. So why don't I come here, earn money, and go back?
Right.
But then when we come, there are a whole lot of things that come. And the second thing is the saving habit. Even though I'm getting 5 cedis or 10 cedis a day, I'm in the north. I have family, so buy salt, buy this. They are not able to save. The money is not enough, first of all, and they are not able to save. And the third thing is most of the initiatives that have been set up, they set up based on funding, and so immediately the funds and they have to dissolve. They don't have a long-term plan to continue. And so if I've joined and I was not able to achieve anything before they dissolved, I won't want to join any organization.
Exactly.
And the last thing that I want to tell, I mean there are more, but is the fact that the initiatives or the organizations that set up, they have a contact person, and so they depend on the information that the person feeds. And so at the end of the day, instead of the person, most of the time, instead of the person, it can be a chief, an elder, instead of the person to direct them to the people that need it, he actually direct them to their family members or their friends instead of the people. So at the end of the day, the intended objective is not achieved. So looking at all these things, with my research, I came up with LOOZEELE Initiative. LOOZEELE is an organization that supports them. First of all, we take them through a behavioral change model. I mean, we all come from the northern part of Ghana, and I come to you and I tell you that, oh, let's go home. You'll be able to make money. I mean, I'm from home. There's nothing there. That's why I came here. What are you saying? And so we take them through and I've worked as a kayayei. So we take them through a behavior. So you have to look at their mindset, what goes through their mind. And so we take them through a behavioral change model, which tends to empower them, help them to set goals. Because if you are going home, if I make this, how long will it take me to make a bag or a shea butter? How much am I making? How much am I saving? Because each of the girls that we have at LOOZEELE, they all have bank accounts from ADB. And every month, the product that they produce, we make sure that we save 20% of it in the bank. It's not like we are giving to you to go and save. We save it directly for you. And so that's the idea. LOOZEELE, that's what we do. We take them through the behavioral change model. After that, they are selected. Those that are selected, we take them through training. And with the training, entrepreneurship training, they look at their communities. What can we do? What can we do to get money? What is the problem? They look at problem, getting money, solving a problem and getting money from it. So we take them through all that. And at the end of the day, when when they select the training or the product that they want to produce, we take them we give them skill training. So if it's bag that you want to make, after identifying that if I'm able to do this or if I do this, I'll be able to get money, we take you through the training. Whether you have training or not, if you have training, we'll give you extra, just a little. But then we take them through training to get that. And after the training, I mean, it's okay if you train someone how to make soap, and you don't give them the resources or the machines that they need to make those soap. They will come back to work as kayayei. So at the end of the day, you haven't done anything. And so we help them to get materials and resources to do that. So yes, and when they produce, with the resources that when they produce, we help them sell their products. So what I'm wearing right now is some of the fabric that the girls make. Currently, we have about 15 girls that is under the fabric production, and they make different types of fabric. It doesn't matter what color you want. We can put your color together and create a design for you. We have a group that also make bags for their customers, and a whole different other product that they make. We actually have a group that bake in the north, and with that they create their own markets with the marketing that we did for them. They are able to do that. So basically that's what LOOZEELE does.
Right. Interesting. Really interesting. It looks as if for the range of things that you are trying to achieve, there would be, I am trying to see, touch on the obstacles. What challenges do you face? Because I can only imagine what you're trying to, implement, and I see how beneficial it's going to be to, the beneficiaries. So you have these kayayei who are coming, you group them, if I'm correct, you group all of them together. They, in a sense, decide what sort of skill that they feel is going to be beneficial to them when they go back to the north.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Correct. So if it's, for example, like the shea butter, they decide, you give them training in that, and then that's where it ends, right?
Yes.
That's where it ends.
And we give them training, and after we help them sell it.
Okay.
Not just we give them the training,
Yes.
provide the machines that they need,
Okay.
and after help them sell the products.
Okay.
And just so we create an already market for their product.
Right.
So it's not like we've given you the machine, you are making, and you are not getting, you are not selling.
Right.
And so we try to create an already market for their product.
Okay.
For the obstacles, trust me, there has been a lot of obstacles. But at the end of the day, when you wait, yes, even today we have had a lot of obstacles. But then when you wake up and you see that through your initiative, you've seen girls go to school, or girls can now go home and sleep and still make an income. They are safe at home.
Right.
Those girls that would have been raped here, they are back home creating a source of income. I mean, it helps you to work through the challenges and continue. I mean, so one major challenge that LOOZEELE have had is getting market for their product. Getting market. And I think it started at the beginning. At the beginning, when we started, I have 4 other co-founders that helped me. They've invested in it, and they are also helping me do it. And when we started with our own personal contribution, we started with 5 girls. And I think we are learning as we go.
Right.
But then we started with 5, and those 5, when we took them after the training, the machines and everything, all the 5, 4 out of the 5 came back here to work because we couldn't sell the product that they were making.
Right.
And so at the end of the day, they don't care how much you have invested in it. What they care is, I've not been able to make money to support myself and my family, so I'm coming back. And so they came back. So we have to sit down, look at how can we create market for. So we have to actually create a market before taking the next batch of people home. And so I think currently we have over 50 girls, and each and every day they produce. And so getting market for their product has been challenged, but then we are learning and working through it. So that has been our biggest, because if you get market for the product, we'll be able to sell, the girls will get their money, we'll also LOOZEELE get 20% of every product that they sell to run the organization. And so if you get market for the product, not only will we be able to sell their product, but we'll also be able to bring in more girls. Because currently we'll be able to bring more girls, and more girls currently we have 10,000 kayayei in Ghana right now. And so we have a lot of people who are willing to go home, but then we don't want to take a lot of them home without being able to sell their products. So if we get market, to be able to sell their products and then bring on board more other girls to support and empower them. So market is has been one of our challenges, and is still one of our challenges. The second thing that has also been a challenge for us is the mindset. It's very difficult to convince some of them to go home because they know the situation that they are home, they were in, and now they are here. So why do I want to go here when I'm now making money? So we have to put in a lot of structures, a lot of convincing and all that to motivate them. And currently, one thing that has worked for us is sometimes we bring on board those that were kayayis to just come and share what's the process, what they go through, how they've been able to how they make money, so just to convince and let them know that, okay, so, and we actually look at those that they know. I know you. It's not like someone that you are bringing, someone who's here that you are bringing to come and talk to me. And so, yes, that has also been a challenge because it's a lot, and it's understandable because at the end of the day, I want to get money. And the third and one of the major is finances. Yes, getting money because the training that we provide for them, the machines that we provide for them, they don't pay back.
Yes.
And so how do we get machines and material? And we also believe that if you train someone and you don't give them the resources that they need to start producing whatever you've trained them on, At the end of the day, you haven't done anything because they are going to go back to the same situation they were before you.
Yeah.
And so getting money to get the resources that they need after the training, the training cost and all that is also a challenge. That's we currently face. And the last thing that I want to touch on is how we manage them.
The first one was the markets.
Yes, markets.
The markets, it was the funding, and then it was the mindsets.
Yes. The last thing that I want to touch on is managing them. It's very difficult. 50 people managing them at the same time has been very difficult. And currently we don't have a place, we don't have a center. So we get the machines, they go home sometimes in group and they produce. When they produce, they all meet at a central point, send the product by bus, come to Accra, and our representatives here will deliver the products to our customers. And it has been very difficult managing them because sometimes this one, you tell them, oh, I need this product by this because someone is having a wedding, I want a fabric. And then sometimes they will leave it and do something else or something. So, and sometimes too, another problem is that when you give, let's say, this kayayei, you are kayayei, and I don't know if it's a problem or it's, I don't know, but look at it. We give a product, let's say you are supposed to make 4 yards fabric for you in a week. Instead of you doing it, they're doing it alone, they will bring on board their sibling. So we have budgeted that in a day or in 2 days, you are supposed to finish this fabric. But because your sister is helping you do it, you finish it in a day. And so you end up doing more fabric for us. And your sister is not part of LOOZEELE, you are. But then they want to make it good if LOOZEELE is able to increase our market and sell their product. But then the trust issue has been there, making sure that they do the thing on time. Some don't do the right colors. And so currently we are working on to solve that problem. We are working on building our center, first center in Boga, where they can work. It's a factory. They work close. And with that, we'll be able to monitor what they do, what product they produce and all that. So and we'll be able to expand. So we are currently building our center. We'll open it in September this year to start our production. But currently we all work from home. Yeah.
Okay. That's remarkable. I mean, from where it started to building a center to, in a sense, house all of them for production purposes, that is huge. Where did the funding come from?
Yes. So we have a lot of people that are interested with the impact that we create. We have a lot of people that are interested in it. So sometimes we do a fundraising, online fundraising, where people donate. And so with the building, we got almost like a quarter of our money from just people that we've never even met, never met. But because of the impact that we create, they donate. And we also got funding from Ashesi MCF. They gave us $5,000 to support our business. And also with the sale of our product, like I said, we get 20% off every purchase. So with the sale of our product, we were able to save some money to do it. But then with the land, the communities, they are interested, they've seen the impacts on the girls, and so they gave us a land, and which we'll use part of it for farming, because the north is a farming community. So we are trying to start different products from the north. That is through agriculture. But then currently we got all that the land from the chief for free to build, and then from people and from our work we were able to start the building. We are almost done. We'll do our what's the name? Opening ceremony in September. Yes.
Right. Your story is remarkable. I mean, you clearly see the progress you've made so far, and I'm sure a lot of the kayayei girls must be really grateful for the initiative that you're putting together and how you're helping them add skills to themselves to be better. Where do you see LOOZEELE Initiative in 5 years?
In the next 5 years, we have projected that we'll be able to support over 5,000 kayayei girls.
Wow.
To empower them, support them to go back home instead of staying here and working as kayayei. And we also, in the next 5 years, we should have been able to build centers, because build centers in the six northern regions in Ghana. We should have centers that train and support them there, as well as help them produce their product. And we hope to also partner with other people just to increase our impact and also help bring ideas together and to create impact for young people in Ghana as a whole.
Right. I mean, quickly, I want to find out, is it purely for just kayayei?
For now, it's purely, okay, it's for two different groups. It's purely for kayayeis,
Right.
as well as girls from the northern part of Ghana.
Okay.
So if let's say kayayes, we focus on kayayei here, as well as girls who are in the north, who might have an intention to come here. So instead of leaving them to come, we engage them so they stay in the north, not to increase the number, but stay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But for now, we are just focusing on, let me put it, young people, young girls in the north.
Okay, so young girls in the north. Okay.
For now.
Okay.
Yeah, we've had instances where people will text us on our social media platform, and they're like, oh, I'm from, let's say, Central Region. I'm interested in learning a skill on this.
Exactly.
When can I join? When can I learn it? Blah. But then as time goes on, we can expand to all other people who want to learn a skill, because a skill is an important thing. Regardless of whatever happens, no one can take it away from you.
Yes.
It's something that when you have, you'll be able to create an income for yourself and others, and it's permanent. So far as you have it, no one can take it from you.
Right.
That's
remarkable stuff, to be honest. Incredibly remarkable stuff. I want to touch quickly on the business side. So where they produce these, beautiful products such as the bags and the kimono, etc. How do you advertise these products?
Okay, so in selling our products, I mean, we usually go for a lot of interviews just to let the general public know what we do and what we sell. But I'll also, like the people that I meet that are interested, they also purchase and also encourage their friends or recommend our products to other people. And also we have our social media platform, LOOZEELE Initiative, where when you go, you see all the product that the girls make, as well as the people that make it. You get to meet our girls as well. We have our website that you can purchase if you are outside Ghana, and we can work on the delivery for you as well. So yeah, we sell our products through our website, our social media platform. We have a setup that we go every other month at Jolo. So we go and set up every other last Friday of the month. So every last Friday of the month, so you can come purchase it or come and see it. But then follow us on Instagram, our social media platform, just to learn more of what we do and how you can support.
Interesting. So quickly, the spot as Joel, so it's a place where you get to showcase your products.
Yes. So it's a group of women who make handcraft products. So they come together every Friday. Every last Friday of the month, and yes.
Okay. It's. I mean, I'm looking at the stuff, and it's really, incredible stuff. I'm sure the audience is looking at it and I mean, if you could stand up.
Oh yes.
Have a look at your really fashionable kimono.
Yes, this is my kimono. This is one of our products. So with the fabric that they make, we create different products. So we have kimono, we have blazers, we have akosia wear. Akosia wear was inspired by a person called Akosia, so we just named it after her. Yeah, so we try to create different products from the product that they produce.
Right. It looks very much like the the material they use for the smoke.
Yes. So we actually have smoke as well. So it's the smoke fabric. So we actually have smoke as well. Yes, both for women and men. So you can all purchase from us.
Right. It looks really pretty.
Thank you.
And I'm really impressed with the bags as well.
Thank you.
It looks really, really good. It looks really good. Teddy, quickly give us your social handles.
Okay.
Yeah, quickly give
So
us.
for my personal social media handle is Agana Teni.
Okay.
Both on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. It's Agana Teni.
Okay.
And for LOOZEELE, it's LOOZEELE Initiative. LOOZEELE.
Right.
LOOZEELE Initiative.
LOOZEELE.
So that one to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn.
Right. All too soon, we've come to the end of the show. I hope all of you learned something. There was so much to to take from this interview that we've had. I mean, for me especially, and I'm sure for the others, it was more. I mean, I keep coming back to some of the words I mentioned. Back in the beginning, it's having a plan, having the strong will, having the determination, having the perseverance. I think your life from where it started from to where it is embodies all of those elements. And I mean, it's an honor to have to interview you today to share this remarkable story. Thank you.
You're welcome.
For
Thank you
having
too for having me.
that opportunity to have that. So guys, please check out Teni's page. It's LOOZEELE Initiative on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, and on LinkedIn. There's so much there. There are pictures of the beautiful pieces, the one she's wearing, the kimono, and then the bags, and the other products, and the different things that they are doing to help these underprivileged girls who are coming all the way from the north to come make life better for themselves in Accra. She is one spot that is making a huge difference. It's if there's anything that should encourage us and empower us is the fact that you can make a difference. It doesn't matter where you are. If you do decide to make a difference, you should know that there's so much that you can do in the small corner that you are. Teni, I mean, I have to say thank you again. Thank you again for this remarkable interview. Ladies and gentlemen, and people in the audience, until same time next week, look forward to our next episode. We are going to be having more and more exciting interviews, just so you can learn from them and try and make an impact. Thank you, and see you next episode.